If you like cozy fantasy, you should check out The Teller of Small Fortunes by Julie Leon. Tao is an immigrant fortune teller who roams the countryside selling small fortunes for small prices. She never really stays in one place longer than a day or two at a time because once people realize her small fortunes come true, they want bigger fortunes from her, and she knows from past experience that bigger fortunes can have bigger consequences. She also only tells small fortunes because bigger fortunes can attract the magical guild, and she's trying to avoid them, so going from place to place only telling small fortunes helps her do that. And it's a pretty lonely life until she meets an ex-mercenary and a semi-reformed thief who are searching for a lost child, and it turns out they're heading in the same direction, so they join together. Along the way on their journey, they pick up a baker with a need for adventure, and together, the four of them travel around the country selling baked goods and small fortunes while they search for this lost child. The longer Tao spends with them, the more her walls start to come down and shadows from her past start to creep in, and Tao will have to decide how much she's willing to risk for her newfound family. If you liked Legends and Lattes or A Song for the Wild Built or The Spell Shop, then I think you're gonna like this one too. It had pretty similar vibes. I also thought Tao had a very satisfying emotional arc in this one, and I love the quirky cast of characters who are all coming together to serve a common goal. There is an immigration storyline in this one. I like the way it impacted Tao's character arc and the type of questions she had about her identity. She was born in Shannara, but when she was a young girl, her and her mom moved to Eshtera. She eventually lost the language and the customs and a lot of the culture, and she feels more Eshteran, but her appearance is more Shannaran, and so that leads her to have a lot of questions that people who are part of a diaspora have about themselves. There are also a lot of tensions between the two countries, and so she does experience some xenophobia as a result of that, so I do want to just add that as a content warning. I did have a lot of questions left over about the political aspects between these two countries, but I think that's more because politics is like a special interest of mine, so anytime I see that flagged in a book, I'm like, ooh, I want to learn more about that. But I think because this one is a cozy fantasy, it's much more focused on the characters, and ultimately I liked the conclusion that it had for Tao.